friends Tori and Aaron of Joined by Gaming, my younger brother Tyler, our good friend Scott, and my older brother TJ. It has been a long week here at the Freakopolis Geekery, and so this won't be your average episode. However, I can assure you we will be back on beat with full-length episodes weekly starting next Sunday. For this Sunday, we have had so much going on. We're at least gonna have some cool adventure, and also a bunch of other cool stuff. TJ, Tori, you guys know all the details on that.
Yes, today the Freakopolis Geekery hosted Joined by Gaming's Dungeons and Donations event.
It was awesome.
Yeah, a full day of role-playing games and fundraising. You guys pretty happy with it?
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
We raised a total of $544 between ticket sales and the raffle basket. So thank you guys so much. We're real happy with that number.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you didn't make it to the event but you still want to donate, you can go to joinedbygaming.com. There's a link on there.
Or you can give us some bits in chat. All the bits tonight will be going to Extra Life as well. I think that's !cheer and then the number.
Right.
So that would be awesome too to see some cheers in chat. Thank you to everybody who came out. I know some of you made it in person and were able to have a good time. Some of you not so much, but you were able to donate or encourage us and have been watching the show. So thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
We
you, guys.
also, at the end of our session tonight, we'll be drawing the winners of the raffle basket too. So you should stick around for that.
Yeah, we've got 6 awesome baskets provided by publishers and friends and all sorts of cool people.
No doubt.
And so we're going to draw the winners.
Yeah, some sweet prizes. I like what's in there for sure. All very thematic towards stuff I love. And yeah, we got to spend the day playing games with an incredible community, all for an awesome cause. Can't really complain about that. Except I'm throwing Constitution saving throws to keep my eyelids open. So.
Thank you to D&D Hunter for the follow.
Oh, awesome.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Cool. So, with all those good feels and stuff, we will jump into the adventure for good until we get out of this cave. And, then and we'll see exactly how long that takes. So, in recap, a light recap, since we're still in the midst of things, the party reconvened, our party, Erlon, Melee, Leander, Jar, and Gilroy, reconvened before the chamber of the Everlasting Father, which they had discovered some months prior in their adventures in the kingdom of Caradmoran. However, with their allied settlement of Waterwheel under siege by Farinwellian soldiers, our party had split and diverted their army, making certain that they were chased by teasing them into thinking that they had Clara the Azamar under their possession. They didn't. It was all a trick, and the distraction seemed to work as a large response of Farinwellian soldiers followed our party up towards this chamber through the forest, including the powerful and high-ranking General Reeve of the Farinwellian army and a sorceress that he had essentially requisitioned to fight alongside him. Along with Fralthane, Giantel, Zorn, and some of their most stalwart allies, our party managed to fend off these enemy soldiers. However, in a moment of desperation, Giantel and Hurston took to their wagon once more, the Landmaster, and decided to divert once again, permitting the party time to enter the chamber of the Everlasting Father, discover what secrets lie within, and rest for a moment. And in doing so, our party stumbled across Zelriak, a druid that Gilroy had saved from bindings in their prior adventures. And Zelriak had promised that they would have the favor of the circle of druids who live within the Whispering Woods. However, upon receiving this favor, they learned some interesting information. An ancient and powerful being, Diastris, has existed in the Whispering Woods for millennia, and she is not fond of overground settlements, essentially. In fact, the monstrous circular lake within the center of Caradmoran is a direct result of her last punishment to the Elvish civilization who used to live here. And a forewarning had come upon them that Waterwheel may very well share the same fate. Attempting to stop this from occurring, our party gathered their strength and broke past a huge lava room filled with fire giants, fighting huge moss-shambling mound creatures, and delving deeper and deeper into these ruins of Diastris, finding that many of these former druids, including Zelriak, had become petrified in a ritual that they claimed fed Diastris this destructive power. However, before we wrapped up the session, there was one more important business to take care of. As our party ventured deeper into these ruins, they heard soft footsteps and the sounds of beautiful music, and quickly discovered the longtime interest, Goodlegs, the performing goblin, was indeed mid-performance for a group of wyverns, and was convinced, upon hearing the struggles of Waterwheel at the moment, to return to his father, Rotbeard, once and for all, and reforge the relationship that had been shattered so long ago. And I suppose we will happily see how that ends up. But now that we have kind of a rough recap out of the way, we're going to just dive on into where you guys left off, which is the chamber in which Goodlegs had been dancing. And he scurries off into one of those secret passages that he uses, leaving you guys in the midst of the darkness and these subterranean cave spaces and ruins. And eerily enough, you can certainly sense the nearby humming and general static power of these strange petrified statues that seem to dot throughout this place. You also had noticed to the west, down a bank and some crystal clear waters, there resided a basilisk of sorts. And in preparation to fight such a beast, Leander had polished his shield, hearing through rumor that basilisks love to attack themselves if they see their reflection. So, what would you guys like to do while in this space down here?
Why did I polish my shield if
Good point.
I'm gonna cast Lay on Hands.
That sounds good.
Myself and Erlon.
For how much?
We have 6 to Erlon and 35 to me.
Okay. Back up.
Thank you, battle brother.
Of course. I'm ready to go.
Alright.
I do not fancy fighting big giant lizard thingies.
You can do what you did during the last fight.
Yes. I was scouting. I thought there may be more bad guys.
Who's taking the lead?
Don't mind it when I go and I find things and tell you they're coming at you. Oh. Well, there's nothing to see. It's somehow my fault.
Does anything here? No, but they could have. Oh, jeez.
Worth it.
Gilroy, you said you're ready to go. So we're just gonna put Leander, Erlon, Gilroy.
So we just put Leander and Earl in front of you.
I'll get in front of Gilroy.
Soldier!
I'll just stay here.
Yeah, Gilroy. I'm ready to go. Everybody else just steps in front of him. Sweet. You know.
You're all right.
Cool.
It's just weird having Gilroy in front of me.
It's unnatural.
Exactly.
Unnatural. And so you guys find yourselves gazing upon a smaller chamber, in the midst of which, no surprise, you can find probably Diastrus's potentially alchemical supplies, even though you doubt that she actively makes use of them as they lay rotting, having long been abandoned here upon this table, which is pocked with holes and is rather soft, the wood of it.
Nothing useful.
No, it seems as though all has fallen apart in this space, and it kind of indicates a history of Diastrus. Perhaps she was a mortal being, much like you, before becoming something more.
Can we tell from the supplies left on the table what sort of things she would have been mixing or trying to concoct?
No doubt, yeah. You could throw in nature or arcana.
Can I throw nature?
Yeah.
Oh, Melee doesn't know.
You have the idea, but you just can't quite tell.
What do you want?
I asked around.
22.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, so Melee, you suggest to observe what's upon this table and the residues left and whatnot, and ask someone who may know to look closely. And Erlon comes forth and tastes a bit of it in his mouth and gives it a sniff and whatnot. And he quickly identifies it as a type of fertilizer for growing plants.
Okay.
Yeah, just regular fertilizer.
Interesting to keep on a
Is there
table.
any other kind? Is it manure? I don't know. Is it?
It's a 10-10-10.
We came over a 20.
Yeah, it's. I had you eat manure. But no, I mean it's unrecognizable in its current state. So
Okay.
you know what else are you gonna do? Yeah, Erlon gives it a taste and he knows exactly what it is.
It's like, that's blood, alright, like in those situations.
yeah, exactly. So
It
well.
works. Okay.
However, even more so,
We're good.
with the role that Erlon got, he's particularly able to determine that it wasn't just being collected here for no reason, it's specifically for growing plants with. So,
Plants rather than humans up on the surface. Or if
Be
there's something
just as
else down.
dangerous. Yes.
Keep an eye on these statues. I swear I've seen them move.
they haven't moved.
Have you been drinking any of my potions?
Should I?
No, you very much should not.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Alright. And as you guys turn this corner, whoop, there goes the statue! What did you say, Leander?
Yeah, Leander, you know, he sees in the reflection of his shield, it bounces past everybody's heads, and you can just see the head of the statue slowly sliding across the ground.
I knew I should have put those on a different layer, but I wanted them to be easily just selectable and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't move with you, despite your constant illusions.
He spins around, almost knocking into Jar with his shield, and I swear,
Yeah, that one
it
moves.
was there.
Okay,
Oh,
Leanne.
good heavens. You're jumpy today.
I'm gonna use divine sense. Is it? What is it?
Is it fiend or undead or anything like
Yeah.
that? None.
It's
Stone.
So you guys find yourselves looking upon an obviously ancient arcing stone bridge that cuts over one of the tributaries of this larger, kind of crystal clear blue water that flows throughout the subterranean space. And indeed, you can still hear the kind of wet scales against stone from further to your north, it seems. Potentially northeast.
So, I know it's not Leander's thing, but since we know there's a basilisk coming up, should we try to sneak? Or try to be quiet in any way?
Well, I can help him.
I can't see why not.
I'm sorry, Leander. I didn't mean to imply or imply or anything.
He said he almost knocked Jar.
So,
Yelling, I swear I saw.
Jar will cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
We all
Plus
get
10.
plus
on
10
your
to our stealth.
In addition to any other bonuses you have.
Or negatives.
You have disadvantage, but you still get the plus 10.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I think, are pretty much good to go, yeah.
And I get advantage with the
Please tell me
shoes
you
of Elvenkind, right?
Huh?
Do I get advantage on stuff with the shoes of Elvenkind?
Yeah, you're moving silently, which this is. So yeah.
Okay. So 34.
What?
Only 25.
24. I try and step in Jar's footsteps.
So what does Pass Without Trace let you do? It basically muffles your sound.
It
And
causes the shadows to cling to you, causing you to be slightly less noticeable.
it's the shield. It's
We
the
get
shield
it-
that caused the.
we
This
get
is
it
that's
for
why
an
this
hour
didn't work.
until I lose
Nice.
concentration.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys are pretty proficiently quiet. What did you get ultimately, Leander?
An 11.
11? Okay, so yeah, no, you guys you're pretty darn far, right?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus 10?
Minus 1. I got a 2.
Oh.
And,
My
uh,
goodness. I'm trying to help you.
for-
Stone noisy like a tinker's cart.
You guys are nice and quiet for a good, 20 feet or so. There's not too much noise, not too much shuffling. Of course, Leander can't avoid clanging about to some degree. And you do see the basilisk makes its way and kind of just swims underneath this here bridge and makes its way on through the water directly below. And from your position, you manage to crouch down and remain hidden from this thing. However, Upon kind of peering over the side, Leander sets down his van bracers for a moment, and clang, and it resounds throughout this hallway. The basilisk is too far away to really react or take too much notice to that. However, yet another one of those shambling mounds is ready to go, so roll initiative.
Hopefully, now that we're all together, we can.
Oh,
I have a bunch of weirdos in my initiative.
Oh, I should have cut
it's one of my worst initiatives in
Oh.
a while.
Should have cut the first one.
The loving weirdo. Boom. Yeah, little turns in there.
Was that statue always there?
Which one?
The one in front of them?
Oh yeah. You know, I might as well play with it now. Like, that might as well be the theme of this
I
dungeon.
want to make you like a pin that says, I swear I saw a move.
That would be a good one.
Just a weeping angel pin.
Yeah. Erlon.
15.
Barely beat. Melee.
12.
Leander.
9.
Jar.
9.
Oh.
Gilroy.
14.
Almost.
Yeah, I would have been so happy. That was the top one.
So that is Erlon taking the initiative. You see this thing fall down from the ceiling with a great poof, and it seems to immediately whip these tentacles out and is going to start trying to eat people. What do you want to do?
I will call out to my ancestors. Walter, give me the strength to destroy this plant monster.
Walter, materializing beside you, goes, you have an axe, don't you?
It's like Walter and I both just ran a game.
Let's see it.
Attack. Alright. Reckless attack, greater weapon fighting.
Yeah.
That's 19 base.
90 base is gonna hit.
Alright. Oh, wow. 31 damage.
Just a normal.
Yeah.
Second slash. I'm gonna try to smash all the tentacles and deep into the dirt. Base 19 again.
Base 19 will definitely hit.
For another 21.
Erlon's not having it today. He. Oh! I swear.
Okay, so Erlon, yeah, he runs forth. He summons up a Walter and hacks and slashes into this huge vine monster, and you can see him carve away green ichor spewing forth. And in response, of course, the thing is going to mindlessly attempt to eat the strongest person in the group. So first, he's going to try and hit you. He's definitely not going to with the first one. He will with the second. I'm going to be dealing you 8 damage, Erlon. And then I need a strength saving throw, which of course you have advantage on.
Wow, I'm rolling 19s on everything. That's like the fourth 19 in a row. And they're on both die. So altogether, it's 26.
26?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing wraps its vines around you, and you burst forth in not a moment's notice. And that brings us to Gilroy.
I will open my pack. And, Silas will float up and out. And sort of, yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. Float towards the shambling mound.
Yep.
And incinerate it with a burning hands
Burning hand.
at 4th level.
Oh, you know these things are dexterous as all hell.
Yeah.
Fail!
Okay. How many is that going to be? Burning hands is 3d6
And then
plus
additional
2d6 per level. So,
yeah. Yeah, it scales really well.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. 5, 7, 9d6.
9d6.
That's a pretty good burning hand.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be that much, to be
Yeah,
honest.
enough people.
Yes. Thank you.
He's got the rogue
Yeah.
next to him. There's not enough
Alright.
d6s there. There isn't anywhere.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
30 fire damage.
30 points of fire damage. I take it this is what the fertilizer was used for.
Almost certainly.
Yes. I stand there as
Silence. That'll bring us to Melee. Melee, before you take any actions, and this isn't going to count against your action total, throw me a quick perception check.
14.
Oh, go ahead. Those statues ain't moving. No, I'm kidding.
How high up is the bridge from the water?
Oh, I'd say it extends about 8 feet above. It's got a bit of an arc to it.
And but it goes up to meet the bridge, like behind Gilroy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I will. Can I shoot past Erlon? Is he in my way too much?
Not against this thing. It's a huge mass.
Yeah, I'll shoot above Erlon.
Fair enough.
And I will use sharpshooters.
All right.
18.
We'll hit.
Nice.
So 24.
4.
Let's kill this thing.
It's still up.
Do the same thing.
Let's see it. Nat 20, yeah, it's dead. I mean, you can roll for damage if you want to,
I want to know.
but it's dead.
I'm just noticing Jar didn't contribute anything to this thing.
Oh.
Too. It would have been 18.
Okay, that's still pretty significant. More than enough to kill it. However, as you're thinking that, the Jar did not get his opportunity to contribute once more. Bursting forth from the water behind you, of course, none other than the Basilisk. Is he visible? Yeah. And he's gonna turn toward you. He'll act on its initiative, and that will bring us from Melee to Yar. Yar, you hear something bursting from the water behind you, and you know that looking at it is a bad idea. You can avert your gaze.
What are you then at disadvantage?
You'll have disadvantage on just about anything you attempt to do against it, but you certainly won't turn to stone.
Well, since we're already fighting it, I'm going to
Consideration.
Can it?
What's the question?
I'm thinking of hitting it with my racial darkness and not knowing if it can see out of it or not.
Well, you can't see it, can you?
It would-
So, like, well, like, as in, we wouldn't be able to see its gaze. Well, is it its gaze meeting your eyes?
Yeah, it has to lock eyes with you.
Okay, so it wouldn't be able to turn us to stone.
So I'll just try, and then you decide what you want to do with it from there. So Jar will hit it with his darkness.
Okay. Is there a save on that, or it just works, right?
It just works. You just pick an object.
Okay, so
and
I mean,
if you want to roll Dex or something for it, give it a chance. That's fine too.
yeah,
My DC is 14.
not moving fast enough to get out of it necessarily. So,
Okay.
they are, they can't see in magical darkness, but of course they have really damn good eyesight. I would say you guys are free to attack. You don't have to avert your gaze when it's within that, because you can't see it. Makes for a more difficult target. I mean, you kind of have to locate by other senses, but you certainly can do that. And it's way less dangerous than looking this thing in the eye. Anything more during your turn, Jar?
Let's see. Jar is right in front of it. So Jar is going to dance back up onto the railing opposite the far side of the bridge from the basilisk.
Like, up here? Dynamic lighting makes it take a second. Up there, or?
I was thinking more like,
Other
yeah,
side?
where
Fire
North
alarm.
of
Fire
Leander.
alarm?
Yeah.
Boom! Cool, yeah. Get rid of this thing. It sloughs off into the water. And that will take us from Jar to Leander.
So how big is the darkness? Is it 20 foot square?
Are you attacking the darkness?
I'm going to.
I didn't think of
Now we've made it through. Alright. Yeah, I believe it's 20 feet by 20 feet in a circle. And at the moment, you can tell by noise that this thing is on the edge of it. However, you cannot see it, so you don't have to avert your gaze.
How deep is the water?
And from what you've seen, no more than 5 feet deep.
You've been in it.
Yeah, true. 5 feet is kind of big, kind of deep. All right, I'm gonna run across the bridge,
Okay.
over to
To the darkness.
the dark. I'm gonna run in the darkness, like there,
All right.
and I'm gonna take a chop at it.
Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. 23.
23 will hit.
All right, this thing's getting smited. Yeah. So Leander basically runs across the bridge, keeping an eye on the statue as he does.
It's keeping an eye on you.
And what? What the?
10 steps ahead of you.
You know, sweat pouring down his face as he's like waiting to get slammed in the back by this statue. But he's yeah, basically turns around the side of the bridge and just hacks into the darkness with his long sword.
You feel it connect.
Yes. Okay. Level 3.
The next level, you throw an extra D8 on every swing.
Every swing, every
Oh,
hit will
man.
have an extra D8 damage.
Yeah.
6, 12, 17, 18, and plus 7, 25 damage.
25, yeah.
Now, take another swing at it.
Yeah, you. Coming to
16.
16. Let me check real quick.
He's big.
He is big. Nah, but his hide is too tough for that one. So yeah, the first one you slash into the darkness, and when you recoil, bringing your sword back into the light, you can see it's coated in this black ichor, this blood, this ooze from this basilisk. And you thrust forth once more and find a little bit of sparks flying out, and it seems as though that particular blow was deflected. That'll take us from Leander to Jar, right?
No,
No,
I went
Jar, you
before,
moved
I
to the
went
bottom for some
darkness.
reason, yeah. So that'll bring us Erlon, yeah.
Walter and I race into the darkness.
Are you going to what, go the opposite way Leander had gone? Like down over here? Or join him on the...
Screw it, I'm in a rage. I'm gonna jump right in the water with this
right in the
thing.
water?
You
Alright.
wrestle this thing all stat.
Splash!
I could drown it. No. That seems like work. Let's chop it instead.
I suppose with a reckless attack, you just roll a normal attack. That's pretty cool.
It'd be reckless anyway.
Reckless attack.
Truly
right away.
reckless.
As I'm like splashing water about
Yeah.
and in the dark. And that's going to be 26
6 is gonna hit.
for... Oh, jeez. 14 damage.
14. Another attack?
Yes.
Yeah. Bring it on.
So this one has disadvantage.
Yes. Can't reckless attack twice.
Natural 1.
No, not that time. However, I'm going to say no need to confirm that or anything. This is a perilous enough situation as is.
He's in the water. It's not like he could.
Yeah, he's not gonna fall over or anything. Yeah, he can pretty much catch himself. Which is going to bring us to the basilisk. You can't see an enemy. I'm going to say you can't make attacks of opportunity against him, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to shift over this way. Not that far. Like that. And essentially stick its head outside of the darkness. And yeah, it's going to peer up towards Gilroy and Melee. You guys, you can choose to avert your eyes as a reaction. It's just you're pretty much committing to
Disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. Silas, he can't.
Silas cut eyes.
Exactly. Do you opt to? All right. So yeah, you see this thing gaze up at you, and you both cover over, blocking your eyesight so that you don't look upon its face. And in that moment, it is going to charge up over the side of this and try and take a chomp at Melee. It's going to hit for 9 slashing, and then make a Constitution save.
What type of poison?
Basilisk poison.
22.
Nothing happens. You manage to resist, and that will bring us from the basilisk to Gilroy, eyes covered by robe.
Is it still in the darkness?
No, its face is right up, kind of chomping against the side of this stone bridge at the moment,
Alright.
scratching into it with as many weird little claws.
Cast magic missile. Not into the darkness. At level 2. So I just kind of avert my gaze and.
Yeah,
Alright.
perfect spell for when you.
Can't look at the thing.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's 5 times 4 is 20 damage.
20 damage.
20
yeah.
force damage.
Definitely pretty significant as those force bolts whip their way into the side of this thing, beating and battering it down. And that'll bring us to...
I'll. Wait, can you make attacks of opportunity against me? I guess, huh?
You could, but you can disengage for 10 feet.
I will disengage.
Boop.
Actually, oh yeah.
And that'll bring us to melee. And melee, you can make attacks at disadvantage, or...
I am, but I'm not going to do sharpshooter. Try
That's
and
fair.
increase my
your chance to hit.
chances.
Just look at it.
Just stare it in the eyes.
Let's just look at it.
Alright. So, 29
Yeah. The strategy works.
for just 10.
10?
Or, no, that was wrong.
That was gonna be a 22.
Yeah, it was 22. Sorry.
And again?
Yeah,
See it.
put the right leg.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. 9. 19. Solid.
So 2 quick arrows that, not with the precision you're used to, but they still find their mark. Go flying across that bridgeway and piercing into the hide of this basilisk. And that will bring us back to Leander. Leander, your shield, gorgeously polished and shiny.
Did we do Jar?
Is Jar in a weird place? He probably is. Jar, what'd you roll on that initiative?
9.
9?
Right,
then
he comes right
he's-
before me.
Yeah, so we'll do Jar first since
Yeah.
he has the higher dex.
Okay.
So.
Well, seeing that the darkness gambit didn't quite pay off as hoped, Jar will dismiss the darkness
Okay.
entirely, and while averting his gaze, he will cast Fairy Fire
Alright, yeah.
on the basilisk and just try to light it up instead.
Yeah.
Alright. And then can Jar run across the railing to the far side of the bridge, back to the way we came, and kind of in between Leander and Gilroy?
No problem.
I just feel you running away behind me.
The light footsteps of a familiar dark elf.
Well, it's split up now. I can't
It's
complain too
support.
much.
So now y'all get to roll. You get to
Good.
roll 1 d20
Yeah,
instead
normal
of
attack.
2 at a disadvantage.
Grateful.
Leander.
Okay, I'm gonna. I mean, what can it? If we're gonna kill it, what would be the bad thing about it?
You could turn to stone.
Can't we cure that?
You're the only one that can heal from that, right?
I think so.
Or that can do the healing.
If you turn to stone, then no one will heal you.
You'll become the thing you fear the most.
Good point.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, so I'm
Become the
gonna.
thing you fear the most. Calls out aloud as he struggles with the rapids of the river.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run at it.
Okay. From
Basically-
bridge side or riverside?
Bridge side.
Boom.
I'm gonna basically smash my shield into its face as I stab down at it.
Are you looking at it?
No.
It's aiming for the glow.
29.
29's gonna hit.
8, 11, 16, 23.
23.
Swing at it again.
See,
18.
18 is its AT.
Don't we have a basilisk eye or something?
Yeah,
Don't we
melee
have a-
does.
Yeah.
If you guys have any ideas, I'll toss it to you.
12,
I just imagine she has this like a
16,
pendant.
17, 24.
Done.
Sweet.
So you guys,
That's all my spells.
using fairy fire, essentially, you manage to create a easy enough target for them to swing at, even when their eyes are closed. If it's glowing from that direction, swing over there. And Leander does just so, connecting greatly. Twice, Erlon manages to swing back up atop the bridge with little difficulty, and you guys find that this room the space has gone quiet for the moment. It seems as though most of the large beasties here are gone. Only the sliding of stone against stone now.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
Yes. Until. Well, who knows?
And
Is there anything we can take from this
from the basilisk, they have really good hide. If you want to make a survival, you could attempt to harvest it.
Could I have a second eye?
You can get a second eye.
Make some goggles.
2 basilisk eyes from 2 different basilisks.
Are they different colors?
Yeah, you got a monochromia basilisk eye goggles.
I'm not gonna try my hand at survival.
What do I need to do? Anything? For my eye, or can I just kind
Yeah,
of
you just
stab it
pry
with my
that out.
dagger?
Yeah, it's not too hard to harvest.
Perfect.
Whereas if you actually wanted to get usable hide, like that's a thing you have to commit to and have some knowledge about. And Erlon's got magic hide. Anyway, the
Yeah.
basilisks are they're notoriously difficult to skin given the resonant paralyzation they bring upon people with petrification. Looking upon them in the face, even while they are dead, can have strange consequences. You manage to evade this melee, of course. You know what you're dealing with,
You
but
never know when you'll need a dead basilisk guy.
is
So,
that what you say? Is you pry that one out?
like Gilroy has any right to say anything too.
How long have you been holding on to that other one?
While
Yes. You never know when you need a basilisk eye.
Can I? I'm gonna at some point give 9 points of lay on hands.
Erlon, alright. And,
Sorry.
Back to full.
Essentially, I led you guys along, but that's
And
because
second
this is the
one, so
only
if I
path
get-
that's particularly left for you to explore. And as you continue down, you see there are another 2 of these statues, definitely of elderly druids. And these ones are crumbling. It looks as though they are the oldest of them all. And as you approach this doorway, you can see that this space has 9 seals upon it, with stone faces of druids in anguish. They line this door in kind of a semicircle. And, as you gaze upon them, you can make an intelligence check.
That's why you.
Yes.
Just flat intelligence roll.
This basilisk guy is really mesmerizing.
No.
13.
11.
6.
11.
15.
15. That's the closest.
Gilroy, we rely on.
I know.
Some of those faces much resemble the faces of statues throughout this subterranean system.
So we need to go take the heads off the statues.
That seems brutal.
I could do it.
No, you don't. Go ahead, do that then. It is distasteful to me. No.
Okay.
These are victims. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's what we have to do.
I mean, you're dead now.
You do.
There's indents of the faces.
So the seals are
Oh, they're like the molds of
exactly,
faces.
yeah.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, so they just kind of
Just
go along the way.
slam their face.
All of them obviously in anguish, and you do recall Zelriak claiming that it was by this process that this Diastrus gained her power. And so, yes, it certainly feels like a bit of defilement and not necessarily right, but it is the way forward as far as you
Maybe
can
if
see.
Leander says a prayer before we take their heads, we'll call it even.
That's fine.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, we'll know they aren't coming after us.
I will just take a sketch of this and record it for posterity.
Good idea.
So you guys
That's
venture.
all I have are good ideas.
Yeah.
You guys venture further along, finding yourselves, indeed, you've already noted the location of 9 of these statues, and regretfully, you do have to destroy them one at a time. Jar, you take the time to sketch their likeness and whatnot?
Yeah, he's gonna sketch the likeness of the doorway.
Definitely.
With the seals and try to capture the
In that,
likeness of
you,
the faces.
You get the remnants, the details of these figures, despite the true form of them being lost to the ages. Now, it still feels, like you're kind of undoing something to an evil degree. Not that you're committing to evil, but something that has been done in the name of evil.
I'm gonna say, I'm doing it, so this is evil. We're doing the good things.
And upon destroying the 9th statue, the seals break open, and you find yourselves permitted into these chambers further. And it seems to hum and pulse with a certain life energy. As you make your way further and further within, you find quite the scene. You see an elvish Taurus, much like the ones that form the portals you've used to travel through before. Yet this one is entangled by the roots of a decrepit tree, ancient and leafless. It almost appears to be breathing. The runes of the Taurus glow in rhythm with the tree's movement. And the voice of Diastris rings out once more. So, it's finally decided. Geralter wanted to be a hero to man. No matter the cost, he wanted the secret machinations of this world revealed. Whereas I would have kept them hidden, kept my children safe and happy. But to no avail. You'll know soon enough, young ones. And you are left with this being, which certainly doesn't seem defenseless, and yet is ancient. Is not exactly raising any weapons against you. You've been told by druids that this thing summons forth cosmic forces to destroy things that live upon the land here. And yet, when you finally put your gaze upon it, it's kind of pitiful. Like a tree that's lost its luster.
Is there some way to communicate with it?
Go ahead, you be first to talk the tree.
Well,
The old Jar college try.
to be honest, if it comes down to it, that's how druids work. Circle of life.
And we just chopped off a bunch of statue heads, and we're like, how do we hurt a tree?
Why was it asking how to hurt it? You said talk to it.
That's all this power. Hello?
You think that will get the response you want? It seems to, it just pulsates with this energy emitting from the rain of runes beneath it.
Yeah, that seems right.
I think Erlon is going to get behind me, and he goes up slowly
Sure.
and just very gently, which is strange for him,
Mm-hmm.
put his hand on the tree.
Okay.
And I close his eyes and try to commune
Okay.
with it.
Sure. And you find yourself, indeed, a familiar sensation of moving to a different space, being pulled somewhere into the darkness. And as you do so, you find yourself once more atop the plateau that you are so familiar with. However, your ancestors, they are not present. The only being that is finally the living, breathing figure of Geralter, who has been freed from his icy cage. And he is kneeling and looking upon a wisp of sorts. You've seen wisps in this space. They seem to fall like the snow, but this one contains a certain energy. It is larger, more notable than the rest, and it kind of just bobs about above the plateau as the snows whip around, and you find yourself, zooming on in as you have many times prior. And Gibraltar is peering upon this thing, eyes with intensity as he looks upon it. And he begins speaking in Giantish, but of course it rings clearly through your mind. And for the first time, this blood-sworn ancestor of yours speaks to you, and it goes, this Diastrus, I remember her. Suddenly it brings a great leg forward and leans back a little bit. Why is she here?
She's upset with the overworld.
She tried to keep things her way millennia ago. And you can see Gibraltar even breathing, despite him being a spiritual being. It seems to be a burden, like he's just now coming back to sensation. And he's just now regaining his true form and whatnot. And able to feel things as your spiritual ancestors feel things. And he goes, it is not a light decision. She is wise. She is strong. But she's infallible. Will never choose differently. To cut her down is the simple path. But to make an ally of her is much more difficult. Perhaps much more rewarding.
I will talk to her.
Good. It's a wise choice. Wise indeed. You can see Gibraltar grows tired, and in that moment, as he peers upon this thing, still pondering much as you are,
Yeah.
you find yourself returning to your physical sense, your hand upon the pulsing trunk of the tree once more, and you have full control. What would you like to do, Roylon?
So it's just the tree in here and the ruins.
Yeah,
On
the
the
tree,
floor.
the ruins. There's also a statue of some hero long forgotten of Sarangar.
I guess I will call out Diastrus. I would have words.
What could you offer me? It's already done, son of Gibraltar. Proven your way.
How about an alliance?
My will cannot be bent. Not like the limbs of a tree. No. If we were to make an alliance, you would have to promise me but one thing.
What's that?
The water wheel must be abandoned. Or perhaps the peoples must be shifted to the underground. Reconstructed in a new way. Not on my overworld. A difficult choice, I understand. And it truly does seem to. It almost sympathizes, and it seems to have foreseen this happenstance to a degree. Long, long ago. And it goes, whatever your decision, it's the right. And all of you can hear this voice ringing out.
Well, what do you all think? I mean, it's almost a utopia for all those creatures up there. They finally have a place that's safe, and but if we say no, then the blood will still be on our hands by denying Diastrus.
Make it harder for Pheromone to attack.
And giants.
Well, it sounds as if Water Wheel was already quite damaged to begin with when we set out. And they said they had caverns that were more than safe. Surely they can move their homes and workshops to inside and, I don't know, gather what they need from the overworld. I don't know if that would please. I'm not an expert on beings such as this.
It is a great pain to leave your home behind.
We'd have to convince the mayor. We can make this decision for him.
No.
The voice rings out amongst your minds one more time, and it goes, "We'll make but a single concession. You may have the waters, not the land."
How's the lake town?
That's an interesting thought. I'm sure Sing Stalter would be up to the challenge.
Maybe
And
they
maybe the dwarves would help them too.
Dwarves
No.
do.
Relationships are much healed in recent days.
They know the land well.
I just feel an ill feeling speaking for them.
Yeah, no need to make a decision for the people of Waterwheel, I feel like, but we can relay the message that they're in danger on each end. So, they'll need to take some sort of action.
But that would take. Sorry.
No. Well, it's not a no. Is that enough to
No.
not destroy things?
But
for
it
the
wor-
time being?
But it worries me because Farrenwell has already sent their forces on an incursion. So if we don't act immediately, it's just more time for them to gather more troops and assault them on their retreat.
They have to repair all the walls and everything anyway, because a lot of stuff is taken over and damaged, I'm sure. They can just build the wall around the lake. That
That
it's
is
just like,
easy.
whatever, it's
Oh.
fine.
It
We'll
is
do
easy.
Thermal does it all the time.
Jar, you've lived subterranean for some time in your life, and the offer this thing is making is one of force. It would force them back underground.
Is Old Town part of your overworld?
No. Only that which lies west and east of the sun reaches.
So maybe we could offer Old Town as a place to relocate and rebuild. There could be a trade center between the elves and the dwarves.
preposterous, Jar. That was the biggest word I've ever used.
Well,
Do you know what it means?
congratulations. You even used it properly. Although I think you're ridiculous.
Well, perhaps there can be those that want to stay above ground can live on the lake. Those that want to, those more accustomed to living below ground can mine.
Who wants to live on a lake? That's so silly.
We used to have this beachfront property that I adore.
Good for you. It just sounds horrible to me.
And maybe Waterwheel wasn't particularly, well, I don't want to say it wasn't particularly well placed, but it would certainly be closer to, was it Hammersteel Stronghold?
Steelhammer.
Steelhammer Stronghold, Hammersteel Stronghold, and Old Town. So, I don't know if we should be the ones making this decision for them, though.
I don't think we have a choice.
No, but they're in trouble either way. That much is becoming certain.
So she's looking for a direct answer right now.
Pretty much a yes or a no. Either chop me down or join me.
But I also,
He'd be a powerful ally against Farrenwell. I think that's where Maylee's focus is. It's not so much the people of Waterwheel, but just saving the whole kind of world in general.
She's an ancient force of the land, though, and with the way Farrenwell is pushing, we need the help of the old lands and the old peoples and. My ears twitching.
Erlana spouts some wisdom. You know that he is closely connected with such beings. Jar suggests fire. Well, I'd say if you guys want time to think on this, we can certainly leave here. Or if you think you know a decision you'd like to make, you can make that.
I'll say yes and we'll just figure it out later.
I believe Mayor Bannavale trusts us.
Mhm.
I just feel bad being the messenger.
Well, you know what? Melee is starting to throw around her power a little bit more, just between her name and just the troops we now have. It's like she doesn't have much choice if she wants our support against the Farewellians. She won't have Sarangar's support or anything like that unless she kind of agrees to what we're doing. And it will save all of their lives more in the long run if we say yes and then try to relocate them than say no and just let them all be destroyed.
I do not want to make them our playthings. No, I say bury her. Do it now.
And Diastris.
So, but I'm gonna leave it up to.
Diastris finds that statement to be intriguing. The voice rings out and it goes, it's too late to call things your playthings or not. You've reached a level of influence, a level of power in this land. All things are your playthings, Jar.
Only if I want them to play, and I'm not going to play with them, no.
I say we move them. We have them move.
Seconded.
She's right.
Gilroy hasn't had much of an opinion.
No. She's destroyed civilization in the past. Can we trust her? Think of all the things we lost. The
Friends
lives,
with Sibelius.
the records, the magics.
I think we can trust her. I don't think she'd willingly let herself be destroyed if she had a trick up her sleeve.
Well, I will say when we started this I suppose trial of keeping Clara safe, I thought I'd do anything to make sure that happened, but now that we're stronger, I feel like we have more sway, much as she said. I think as much as I've learned that I've been surprised at how much I care about the people of Waterwheel and cared more as a whole. I feel like we should let her have her way in exchange for power.
Scheiße, verdammt.
Well, Erlan, if you want to be the spokesperson, let her know.
I'll be the speaker of Diastris.
So if she ever does anything,
Alright.
she knows that we're more than power enough to.
I
Cut
blow
her
up the
down.
statue at the back of the room.
Jar's gonna throw his hands up in disgust and walk back
You're
out,
like, I'm not. You're not leaving without.
cursing in all the languages he knows.
Very well. And so, Erlon, you relay your guys' intention, essentially. Yes, we'll agree with you. We'll ally with you. And during that moment, you can feel the runes beginning to alight, and it's obvious that this form of Diastris is powering teleportation for you to be able to move back to Waterwheel at speed. And in that moment, a very lithe branch reaches down, and but a single sprout grows from it, capable of being replanted, and it goes, put me there, on the surface where I belong, and we'll have our deal fulfilled.
It will be done. As I take it in my hand and bow.
Very well. So, with that, you guys will be moved!
Char, did you come back to be moved? I feel like Melee would have yelled to you or something like
It's magical. It could have just reached out and grabbed me too.
Alright.
You know? So,
Essentially, there's no escape from this
Yeah.
particular. It's going to force you out of its domain, and ultimately, you guys agreed and made allies with Diastris. So that is some interesting decisions. Now we have reached what we're going to call the end of this particular episode, as we have managed to emerge from the chamber of the Everlasting Father and determine the mystery of Diastris and what we're going to do with her further. And now that the session's over, we got some raffle stuff to do.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Thank you again to everyone who came out today, participated in the game and the raffle, and thank you to everyone who came out to meet me at GemFest yesterday.
Yeah.
Outside the raffle available there.
It's awesome stuff. Let's see what we got.
So the first basket.
No, I was just going to segue into exactly that.
I'm just jumping in. I'm excited. So the first basket was for Kobold's Ate My Baby, which was so generously donated to us. Ian,
Awesome.
would you like to do the honor?
It's by the publisher, right?
Yes.
Wow.
By Wits Press.
Too cool. Joseph!
Joseph Mead.
Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations,
I'm
Joseph.
sure he will be super pleased.
Yeah, he played in your game today, your second session,
Yes, indeed.
and he plays in our Thursday night group too. So
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Now he needs to run a game of that.
Right,
was
yeah,
gonna
looking
say,
forward
no.
to playing some Kobolds Ate My Babies.
The second basket is for the Dungeons & Dragons starter set and for 3 issues of Rolled in total.
Yeah, that's
TJ.
That's really cool.
Some good supplements for any
Yeah.
game you're doing.
Good if you're starting.
No
Good.
doubt, yeah. A lot of cool tables and stuff you could use in there.
this looks like Eric McClary. So one of the McClarys.
Oh, cool,
who
yeah.
Awesome.
is they're great members of our community as well. They
Yep.
play in our Star Trek games. They played in Star Wars and Tyler Savage Worlds games
Yeah.
today. So thank you so much.
So, basket C was some of the items that were donated to us from Chaosium. It is the Call of Cthulhu for beginning readers and the Con of Cons game,
Yeah.
which I will let Aaron.
Sure.
I was loving the sound of that Con game.
What do we got here? Austin!
Yeah!
Congratulations, Austin.
Too cool. Well, you guys are going to be enjoying that, yeah.
And then basket D is the other one from Chaosium. It is thank you. It is the Call of Cthulhu starter set and the Room Quest.
Request
Yeah.
kickstart. Quick
Nice.
start.
Andy
Daily?
looks like
Maybe?
Daly.
Perfect.
Andy Daly.
Congratulations, Andy.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll
Cool.
grab the tickets from you guys later. And
He probably played in your D&D game
I believe
today.
so, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
basket E is my personal favorite. It is a air plant terrarium with a dragon in it and some really cool D1, D20, and Beholder pearly magnets.
Yes.
They're really nice.
They are cool.
Perfect.
They're awesome.
The beholders, huh?
I'm gonna pull that one. I like that one.
Thanks, Matt and Rachel.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really watch because you're on vacation.
Those are
with
sweet.
me.
Also, Andy Daly.
Ah.
Pays to donate more.
Yeah,
More
walking
tickets.
home with some real prizes.
Perfect.
Nice.
And then the last one.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of
tickets.
tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats,
That's awesome.
Andy. Yeah.
Perfect. The last one was an all children's basket. It's in a 31 bag and it is all suitable for kids under 5 years old. There's a game about coding in there and it's really cool. It's all board games.
Fantastic.
Tyler, do the honors.
I want to get a good one.
They're all good ones.
Sally Rayno. I'm sure she'll get
Oh,
She has some
Mom.
friends.
I'll say she'll get it to some like people who will love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
go
She
do it.
knows where it's gonna go.
I don't think we'll be playing them very much.
The winners.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
What an awesome day.
And
It was a very good day.
Yeah, no doubt. Dungeons and Donations was a fantastic event.
our goal for the year is $1,500 to be raised towards this hospital. We did 544 today. We did a couple hundred before this. So we only have a few months left that we can do some fundraising. So if you are so inclined, there's still a little bit of time to give bits tonight, or you can go to joinbygaming.com.
Yeah. joinbygaming.com, where you can find the information on donations as well as upcoming events and whatnot.
Yes.
And,
And we have the most recent Lands of Alaire stuff on there
Yeah.
too. And it all goes to the Children's Hospital at Albany Medical Center.
So that stuff is, of course, super cool.
Yeah.
And we are looking forward to doing future charitable events with Join by Gaming. And this was such a success, and the money raised and the people who showed. Can't say it enough. It is just heartwarming to see. And so, as long as that just about covers it for us, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, we are.
Freakopolis!
You can find us all over social medias. The links are in the chat or in the description down below. We're a comic and game store in Whitehall, New York, selling comics and games 5 days a week.
Of the tabletop variety.
Yes, of the tabletop variety. And we also have a Discord that has lots of discussion on television. We were talking about The Boys earlier today. Yeah.
Comic books, you got House of M.
House of X.
House of M. I keep getting that
previous
mixed up.
event, which was really, really
House
good.
of
So you can join us there. The link is in the chat. You can also find some of our stuff if you're not nearby at Freakopolis.com. We'll ship you out some awesome RPGs or select picks from our comic book club or Freakopolis merch. And thank you to the Yellow Dancer for subscribing 8 months in a row.
Woo!
Man, our new followers tonight. We're gonna do a drawing at 250. So if you're new to the stream, you liked our D&D or you like our charitable events or our
Freakopolis
brand,
t-shirt, yeah.
we're gonna do a drawing at 250 followers. Anything else? If you're on YouTube, consider subscribing there as well.
Throw it a like, throw it a comment.
We're kicking around some ideas for some other content too, so
Look out
keep an
for
eye
that.
there. Yeah, for sure.
And finally, big thank you to my players who were super busy today and still stuck around to do all this and play my game. And a huge thank you to my father, who has to wrestle this software like a basilisk. It's not an easy thing to create a show with the level of detail and depth that the Lands of Alaire attempts to provide, and that effort is on his part. So a huge thank you to him. And with that, we will see you next Sunday to continue the adventures in the Lands of Alaire. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.